thì không sợ, mà quay clip để review lại thì sợ ta. Phew. Okay.
Do you work or you are a student?
Well, I'm currently working now. I'm an English inspirer. I call myself that. So I have an English center of my own, and I've been running this business for 3 years now.
Do you like it?
In the past, yes, but nowadays, no. I've been considering changing my career.
And why?
I believe that, okay, so you should hear the story. I think, okay, so recently there are some teachers, they falsified their scores, and then they had scammed multiple dollars. I believe it's not dollar, multiple dong, yeah. And then students start losing faith in the teachers, and some of my students, when they come seeking for my help, they somehow show disrespect. And I don't really like to stay in the kind of career who, you know, a little bit chaotic like this anymore.
If you don't like your job, why don't you quit it?
Because I still believe that there's hope. I still believe that if I try hard enough, I can actually build something of my own. And I do still believe that students, they can actually tell if their teachers are faithful to them or not, because they are very perceptive.
Do you think you will work for the job for 10 years from now?
Well, okay, so yes, definitely, because as I mentioned, I have been building something of my own, and if I can somehow stay in the career for the next 10 years, it will prove that I have successfully created something of my own, or my own empire, yeah, per se, or have successfully created my name to the world.
Do you like online shopping?
Okay, I'll talk about online shopping. Yes, I do prefer to go shopping online than shopping in brick and mortar stores, because I usually do a lot of research, and then I read a lot of reviews before I decide to buy that product or not. I wouldn't want to waste my money and my time, and then again, I wouldn't want to be scammed. Nobody wants to.
And do you take much time thinking before you purchase something online?
Take much. Okay, yes. As I mentioned before, it usually takes me a lot of time before I decide to buy something. I need to read the reviews, I need to look at the ingredients to see if there's something that I have allergies with, or then again, I want to find out the best bargain out there. So usually it takes me a lot of time, and then normally when I go shopping online, not online, but to other store. I go shopping in other stores. I need to ask a lot of questions and usually annoys the seller. So I would want to avoid that by going shopping online.
And what was the last item you bought online?
No, I bought a lot of things. I don't remember. Okay, so the last item I bought, it was a course, the Delta Modern 2. Yeah, normally they don't offer discounts or something like that, because this is a very prestigious certificate. But then again, during the pandemic, they have to switch from offline to online, and they do offer some kinds of discounts and then promotions to attract students sign up for the course. So I took my chance and then signed up for that course. I don't know if it can be counted as an item or not.
Okay. And have you ever tried to reduce the price when you buy something, and why?
Reduce the price. I believe it's called bargaining techniques. Yes, I do usually. I learned this back from the time I was going to the market with my mom. My mom taught me that. I think that in order to successfully bargain for something, you have to actually have the skill to estimate the gross and the net value of that item. And then again, I think sometimes a little bit of sweet talk would work. So sometimes I did successfully manage to get the price down, sometimes I didn't.
Okay. Now let's talk about celebrity. Have you ever met anyone famous in real life?
Yes, back from the time I worked in London, I met Adele. She was poorly dressed, didn't want anyone to recognize her, but I recognized her though because of her voice. Because the outlook of Caucasians, they are really similar to me, so I couldn't tell if I met Adele or not. But then again, when she spoke, I could definitely tell it was Adele. And then I did ask her for a photograph, but she politely denied because she was poorly dressed. So,
do you want to be famous yourself?
yes, I want to be famous, but then again, not in the same way that people nowadays get famous. I believe that I want to be famous by being charming and then being clever or giving something that people actually need and they want to adore me for that. So I want to be famous by my talent.
What's the difference between famous people these days and in the past?
The famous people these days, okay, I don't want to sound so negative, but then I don't think that people these days, they use, healthy techniques to be famous. In the past, you need to have real talents or you need to be extremely good at something in order to be recognized. And it usually took a lot of time and a lot of effort. And some people, like, they actually didn't get to known by a lot of people or get to be known, until they died. But nowadays, you can get famous overnight by just a few tricks. So I think to a lot of people, they can easily be fooled by the scandals of celebrities, but I don't.
And can you tell me who is your favorite famous person?
I don't know if you ever heard of him. I think it's Lily Singh. She's not a local celebrity though. She's a famous YouTuber. She makes a lot of videos, comedy online, and then she's one of the most influential lost track of words, influential people in the world because at first she just did it because she's funny and she wants people to think of her as a humorous person. But then again, in one of her interviews, I can definitely tell this is my idol when she told the interviewer that she believed that she was put on this earth to serve a bigger purpose than herself. Then I think that I can take a page out of her book. So ever since, I'm a secret admirer of her.
So now we come to part 2 of the exams. Describe someone you are happy to know. You should say how long have you met this person and why are you happy to know him or her, and what do you do together when you meet this person?
Okay. I think I'm ready to talk.
Okay.
So, this is actually a personal story, and I wouldn't want to talk about that to anyone I just met. But since you asked me this topic, then the person that I definitely think about is my boyfriend. Now I know that, of course, it is so obvious that people are very happy when they talk about someone they love. But I want to point out that my boyfriend is not like any other person because besides from being my boyfriend, he's also my best friend. So the reason that I'm in kind of like a happy mood when I meet my boyfriend because, first of all, we have known each other for 8 years, which makes it really comfortable to start a conversation, and you don't have to be in awkward silence whenever you meet someone. You don't have to be in a phrase where you need to get to know them. it's kind of, very convenient. But then again, I think that the main reason why that I'm mostly happy when I'm with him is because we are both dreamers. And this is the reason I feel really not comfortable talking about this. We are both dreamers, meaning he don't crash or curse my dreams. As I mentioned, I want to change the world, or at least a part of it, by what I can do with English. And I believe that I can truly inspire people, especially the working class who don't have academic background in English. But nobody in the past used to believe that I was able to do so until I talked about this with my boyfriend, and then he step by step encouraged me to be who I am today. So whenever I meet him, that comfort soothes my heart. And I don't really know how to say we are both dreamers, so I can actually listen to him talking all day without feeling bored. And I think it's just a kind of a peacefulness in your mind that you couldn't actually explain by word. So that's the thing that I feel mostly appreciate, and I feel really lucky to have him. Okay, so I don't know any other things to say. I can actually spend all day telling you the reason why I'm happy to see my boyfriend, and the fact that we have been together for 8 years actually proves something like that. But we don't have more time, so kita lupa to be cắt.
Okay, then can you tell me, like, do you talk about your boyfriend like that to anyone else?
No, but then again, you ask me such a personal questions. So that's the only person I can think of when I look at this topic.
Okay then. So now we come to part 3. So let's talk about happiness. So in your opinion, what is more important, job satisfaction or high salary?
What is more important? Job satisfaction, high salary. Okay, so I believe that a lot of people have made a mistake to believe that the ultimate purpose of their life is following money. And then whenever it comes to decide the perfect career for them, the first factor that they will consider is job salary. But they make a huge mistake, because I think job satisfaction is the ultimate factors that people should consider, because soon enough they will realize that that's the only thing that drives them and get them motivated enough to go to work every day. Otherwise, they would waste a huge deal of their time doing something they don't like and waste their life just chasing after money. So I think happiness must be the key factor of people when they seek for the career that they should pursue. Yeah.
Okay. And do you believe in ultimate happiness?
Ultimate happiness? Yes, I do believe that some people they can be lucky enough to reach ultimate happiness, but it's not like something that other people or the social convention dictate it to be. It has nothing to do with the fame, power, or money. It has something to do with the inner peace in your mind. So some people, when they soon realize that notion, or when they start actually start following the whole appearance of happiness, they would come into sense, and then they can actually reach ultimate happiness. But then again, as I mentioned, this is very rare, so it's just kind of like a few people that I know can have that privilege to experience ultimate happiness in their life. Yeah.
Okay. And why do you think so many people are chasing the appearance of happiness?
The appearance of happiness is a very complex issue, but I think people chasing after the things that they believe would eventually bring them happiness, but didn't, because I think the things that make people happiness or happy, vary from person to person. So it's not kind of like a fixed definition. And then I believe that people spend their whole life chasing after or pursuing the whole endless circle of happiness and end up didn't have it at the end because they look past the core value of happiness themselves.
Okay. So, some people say that children in modern life are now as happy as children in the past. If so, will they continue to be like that in the future?
Okay. I do agree that children nowadays find it very hard to be happy compared to the previous generation. But then again, I do believe that the world always has a way to balance itself out, meaning that parents or children themselves will soon realize that depending too much on technology or looking after the peer, like comparing themselves with the peers, are not very healthy way to be happy, and then they try to balance their time, living a sedentary lifestyle or go outside. So I think eventually they will reach to the point where they can be happy again, like the generation in the past, because I believe that kids always have their own, methods to stay happy out of simple things. So I think in the future, the tendency where they become unhappy will soon pass.
Okay, thank you, and that is the end of the IELTS speaking test.
Okay, thank you.